Things you maybe didn't know in Tears of the Kingdom. The short series that has gained my channel over 200,000 views now. This video will be a compilation of parts 11 through 20 in the series, aka Volume 2. If you haven't seen the first volume, I recommend watching that one before this one. This video is here so you don't have to go back looking for all the other shorts videos. And if you want to, I've left a link to every single one in the description, and the next video goes to the next part. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let's get into Volume 2. Things you maybe didn't know in Tears of the Kingdom, Part 11. Did you know that in Breath of the Wild, the horse command for the A button was called Ya, but now in Tears of the Kingdom, it's called Go. If you throw a bright bloom on the ground around little froxes, they will eat them. In Lurelin Village, there is a race you can do called the Wave Rally, but upon looking at the sign and translating it, it actually translates to Wave Pally. And last but not least, there are Koroks in the depths. Not ones that you can collect, but you can talk to them at Minchi Grove. I had no idea this existed. Things you maybe didn't know in Tears of the Kingdom, Part 12. Did you know that it is impossible to sneak strike a muddle-butted enemy, even if you puff shroom them? In Kakariko Village, there is a poster with a blob of gloom in a cage. This exact cage is in the village, but it was never fully completed. If you take a giant boomerang, fuse anything onto it, then drink Haste 2, when you throw it and run, it will follow right behind you, but never catch up. And last but not least, if you can't make a campfire because it is rainy, you can use a charged attack to light it. Isn't that epic? Things you maybe didn't know in Tears of the Kingdom, Part 13. You can parry and flurry rush Evermeans, and once killed, make sure to fuse the logs they drop because they do more damage than regular ones. Unlike in Breath of the Wild, sound design got a heavy upgrade in Tears of the Kingdom. If you put a fire emitter on the ground, then go behind a wall, it actually sounds dampened. If you go to this heart-shaped pond on Tuft Mountain in Tears of the Kingdom, then go to the exact same spot in the depths, you will notice that it is mirrored, because the depths mirrors almost everything in Hyrule. And last but not least, you can go to bullet time in low gravity areas, and it uses far less stamina. Crazy. Things you maybe didn't know in Tears of the Kingdom, Part 14. When throwing items against walls, they make different sounds. For instance, a sharper looking item makes a sword noise, a heavy item makes a clunky noise, and a gut makes a jiggly noise. Holding a fire dragon spike shard and a light dragon spike shard sound the same, even though they're different elements. And last but not least, on topic with holding items, almost all elemental items will produce an elemental noise and burst when thrown, even dragon scales. Cool. Things you maybe didn't know in Tears of the Kingdom, Part 15. In Breath of the Wild, when you swing your sword at the base of Colosseum, there is no echo delivered. But with the updated sound design in Tears of the Kingdom, now when you swing your sword at the base of the Colosseum, there is an echo. You can destroy Gliak fireballs, even the big ones with just a cannon. When you fuse a Keese eyeball to your arrow, it will start to move when an enemy is in its line of sight. And last but not least, during the final fight, if you go too far down or too far away from the fight, there are special cutscenes. Now that's epic. Things you maybe didn't know in Tears of the Kingdom, Part 16. If you are unsure about your fashion choices in Tears of the Kingdom, you can go to CC and Nintendo Village to help rate your outfits. And yes, some outfits yield different responses. If you've seen this entire short series, and well, you should have, you will know about the Yiga disguising as groups of trees. But did you know if you go up to those trees and try to take the banana in the Yiga outfit, the Yiga will say it's bait for Link. Boss bokoblins can shoot bows. This can be done by shocking them, then dropping a bow for them. It looks pretty cool when they shoot with them. And finally, Zora weapons buff their damage when they are wet. But their damage can also be buffed by simply fusing a water item. Subscribe. Things you maybe didn't know in Tears of the Kingdom, Part 17. Fusing wood to a metal shield will make it completely shockproof, even to electric keys. Like in Breath of the Wild, gambling is still a thing in Tears of the Kingdom, but this time it's a little different. Depending on the value of the rupee you get, the bigger the value, the better the monster part you win. When throwing a puff shroom at a wall with space underneath, the puff shroom clouds will slowly float down. And last but not least, flocks of birds will hover over mini-bosses. Oh no. Helpful. I know. Things you maybe didn't know in Tears of the Kingdom, Part 18. I said before in previous shorts videos that Phoenix toenails can cut down trees if they are fused to a weapon. But a quicker way than this to cut down trees is to attach a Phoenix toenail to your arrow. Don't worry, you get the Phoenix toenail back. The 4 sages are actually all on the Zonite bow, with wind, fire, water, and lightning. If you come across roots in the depths, you will notice that all of them point to Hyrule Castle, because spoiler alert, there's a gloom-looking Deku tree under Hyrule. And last but not least, since you helped the Gerudo get their home back from the Gyptos, you can fire off a celebratory cannon. Fun. Things you maybe didn't know in Tears of the Kingdom, Part 19. If you wear the Zonai armor around Minoru, her helmet changes. This also goes for wearing any of the Divine Helms around the sages. Muddle buds prevent Lynels from taking out their bows. This could be very helpful in combat. Dragon parts aren't the only only things that give you better food buffs when cooking. Surprisingly, golden apples and Gibdo guts yield the same outcome. And last but not least, unlike in Breath of the Wild, you can slightly stir up waterfalls now. Nice. Things you maybe didn't know in Tears of the Kingdom Part 20. Aracuda can be parried. This will make them be killed in style. When like shoot different elements at you, they can simply be blown away with a fan or a quark frond. If you are quick enough when fighting Colgera, you can go into his portal. It locks the camera in place and doesn't teleport you, but that's really it. And last but not least, 8 full blades can be used to launch elemental winds to damage enemies. This even includes Muddlebuds. Well, that's it for Volume 2. 200 likes, and I'll continue the series. So like I said there, 200 likes on that video or this video, and I will continue the series all the way up to Volume 3. Don't worry, I still have plenty more facts, and I hope you enjoyed this video.